here they are, the Empyreans. Quite a dramatic, quite a nice case. They were shipped in this with just a cardboard box around them. Perfect. For headphones, they are absolutely gorgeous. Worth starting with a look around them. They are completely unique, completely custom designed by Anthony Meze. And just have a look at the detail of this metal. Instead of just completely making it completely polished, smooth like you do with most, they've left ever so subtle machining marks in there, or patterns in the metal. Really awesome stuff. And look at this. I call this like a, maybe, I don't know how to describe this pattern on the grill. They're open back, of course. It reminds me of kind of church windows. I'll call it Gothic style, maybe almost. Well, the pattern maybe is not. It just gives me a kind of Gothic style feeling to it. And these pads, you can see the bottom. This is actually the bottom of the pad. This metal part. They're deep, very deep. So this is normally most pads go up to the first notch of my finger, but these go another half a notch, half a joint. Deep pads, and there's a second pair I'll show in a second. And we have Odyssey style connectors down there, which is good. I had a lot of spare Odyssey cables I could play with. And then there's the carbon fibre arcs, reminiscent of the 99s, which are not carbon fibre, but similar kind of pattern. And look at this. This is the head pad. It has, instead of just being an arc, like most head pads are, it's got stiff points in here, so it increases the contact area with your head. Who would have thought it? And the adjusters, well, they don't pull quite so easily. You have to give them a firm wiggle and push. But to adjust them, that's one. And they stay very firmly in place once you've adjusted them. This one's a bit looser, I think. Oh no, it's still fairly stiff. But they still stay in place and they flex well. But look at the details of this hinge. If I hold this here and just push with my thumb, a couple of tiny springs in there, just the right stiffness to give the vertical movement, and this is the horizontal. And you can actually sit them on your head so that this horizontal, stays just stiff enough if you want a little bit of angle the pads slightly forward or something like that. These are $3,000 headphones, and for the first time since Stax's SR009s, they really do look like $3,000 headphones. Even more so than the Utopias. They don't share anything with any other headphones, no parts whatsoever. And, of course, you want to see the driver. Now, these are interesting. These are magnetic pads, but there's a slight friction. There's a slight friction between the edge of the leather, or edge of the material, which goes on the inside of the pads, so that it has a bit of friction with this. So they don't just pop off so easily. But they're magnetic. And you see that they've got a nice solid grill under there. It's got ripples in it too. So I don't know, I can't say, someone will probably have ears which are gigantic and won't fit in there, but they're very deep. And there's the driver. And with the two-part driver, you have the rounder part aimed at your, well, it's supposed to be your ear canal for the highs, and then the other part, the upper part, which uses, instead of a circular pattern, uses the normal crisscross for the lower. And there you've got the magnets in there, and this, I suppose, what you call a waveguide of sorts. So this actually, when you put the pads on, interestingly, it doesn't, my ear canal is somewhere a bit further up, so it doesn't quite aim at your ear canal. You have to shift them kind of up on your ear to get that to aim to the ear canal. But you see how easily the pads just go on. And the second set of pads we'll have a look at are cloth pads, which are very soft, and they change the sound. I'll talk about that a bit later. They just go on thus. Just a good firm push, and then just turn the whole thing over and check that it's on. And they're very, very, very comfortable. So there we go with one pad on either, so you can get an idea. Now the stock cable is a very generic thing. Fairly, but still good. This has got a 4-pin XLR on it, that's what I asked for. But it's somewhat like, I suppose you get on something like Sony, where you have rubber section going up to your ears and the connectors, and a metal choker. So it's fairly conventional looking. They sell a better cable for a few $100s. That's quite long. And we have a little card signed by Anthony Meze. And we have instructions. Let's have a look. Technical details. Ear cup adjustment. Simply rotate the hinge while gently pulling down on the ear cup. They mine are fairly firm. Pressure distribution wings, you can apparently adjust them a bit. Do not attempt to push the grill in, so you don't want to damage the earphones. They're obviously not something you're going to take outside. And safety guide saying don't turn the volume up too loud. Good idea. And a little card in there. How elegant. But these are just fantastically gorgeous headphones. Really actually do look the part. One of the complaints that came up with the HD800s was the first one where someone actually started a whole thread complaining about the plastic being plastic, not metal, although the plastic was intentionally chosen for its sonic properties. One of the complaints was they didn't look like $1,500 headphones. Well, this is 10 years ago, but some of the complaints that have come up is about the quality of some high-end headphones and why you're paying so much. These look the part, and I mean even more so than the Myfocal Utopias, which still look pretty much the part with, but these totally look like they're high-end headphones. It'd be interesting if I stuck these all my headphones on a table and asked my friends to sort them out into most expensive to cheapest. I really want to do that one day. But you're probably wondering, well, what do I think of the sound? Maybe I should talk about it.